Hello, I'm Mantastic'c and Fantastic, and today I'm going to be talking about the new video that Gung Ho North America has just released. So, Gung Ho North America is now starting to release videos to give us news, and I think this is a tremendously wonderful way to do so. It's a bit more interactive in the sense I feel like there's a bit more connection to the people making the videos, and I found that at least the person who was narrating had a reasonably pleasant voice. With that being said, I'm just going to quickly summarize what was presented in said video. Of course, you could watch the video instead of watching me talk about the video, but it's up to you. I'll include that in the link down below either way. So, for what they did mention, there are several ongoing / upcoming events. Basically, you want to just keep logging in because every week you get 28 magic stones, and then over the course of the month, we'll get 112 if you keep logging in. Great time all around. You also will have the ability to do the various gift dungeons. The current gift dungeons award quite a large amount of coins, so if you do have New Year's Ganesha or friends have New Year's Ganesha and you have any coin boosting leader of your own, enter with those to get more coins. Coins are kind of in a weird place right now. They're either worth basically nothing because you don't have any use for them whatsoever, or you need way too many of them because you need 1 billion coins to go from 110 to 120, and that's just not exactly an easy thing to do. With that being said, just enter with a coin leader. And in terms of other things that are coming up reasonably soon, there's going to be a Gaoin Assist Evolution Challenge. Basically, it's going to be a series of challenge dungeons, which will give you materials to make his Weapon Assist Evolution. And his Weapon Assist Evolution is meaningful because it does include 3 enhanced material killers, which is valuable because of the new the new Snow Globe Rush limited time dungeon has incredibly tanky stuff, and it will grant the owning card 27 times personal damage against them, which makes it much easier to clear. There's also kind of just recapping various things that have been going on for a bit of time. You can watch ads to restore your stamina twice per day. There's a rank 1000 memorial egg machine. I got Albert, the one I wanted the most, and now I have actually all 5 of the possible lineups, so that was great because he was the only one I really wanted. And the Michael tournament is ongoing. My wrists have been bothering me. They've been bothering me for weeks, or actually really months now, realistically, and I've been kind of just not doing anything, which is unfortunate for me, but I can't. It's like for the Michael tournament, all you need to do is match Heart L's or row if you need to unbind, make a follow-up attack as needed. Match a Heart L on floor 5 so you don't get your health cut too much on floor 6. Makes it easier. It's mostly just a puzzling tournament. So, other things that are coming out. There's going to be a new floor in World of Carnage. It's going to be World of Carnage 3. It's going to be terribly hard. We only have not too many tools to necessarily tackle it, but it will probably be released with another Super Godfest or alongside of that, which is nice because they're going to give us another chance for Nautilus Royal Oak, and those two are going to be probably the stronger, more safer leaders for clearing said dungeon. And at least the previous Super Godfest that featured those 2 cards wasn't so great from a Godfest exclusive point of view, and it can't get any worse necessarily because 33% is as low as it can go. So hopefully by that point I'll be able to roll more, and hopefully my wrists will be okay because I've basically played 0 pad for the last several weeks because I've been resting them, which is good. They're in less pain now, but I'm also doing less things. Alongside of the release, there will be a challenge or challenges for you to acquire various titles. There's a Stardra and a Kanji character. Like, you can swap between titles if you're fortunate enough to have multiple ones, but it's just another cosmetic upgrade for players who are able to clear the dungeon. Today, on the 9th of the month, which is right now, for the Pad Pass holders, you will be able to clear the dungeon in order to acquire Dark Miru. And Dark Miru is kind of an interesting card. She's free, and she does have the capacity to actually do meaningful stuff. She can have a 10+7 combo in her base form, so that's meaningful personal damage. With all these Ls, her personal damage is going to be quite high with her monstrous attack stat. So even though her attack multiplier is low, you're going to be hitting +8 combos. You do have to match Dark Orbs in an L shape every time, so needing 5 Dark Orbs to function can be a bit of a risk, I feel, but at the same time, if you do have a steady flow of orb generators, you can definitely get around this. I kind of almost feel like it's my Ina / Evil Ryu team in the sense that like I needed orb generators to function. Miru does give you a cleric style active skill, so that is helpful, but it doesn't make orbs, which is a little problematic, but it still might be fun to play with. It could be a reasonable sub as well, especially if you are matching Ls already to begin with. But again, too many Ls can be a little problematic. But hey, it's a free cleric style card, and for newer players, that's obviously going to be beneficial. For their evolved form, they are light based now instead. They have a 7x6 leader skill, which is great in most cases, except for things like, say, AA4 where you're heavily punished. Sure, 1, it is a reasonable punishment with the dark, sticky blinds, but if you can get around it, the bigger board is obviously going to be easier to puzzle and combo around. You do have nice, healthy multipliers, and all you have to do is match 5 hearts in a cross formation. Obviously, heart crossing can be problematic. If you don't have the heart cross, you have no damage reduction, and in turn, you become quite vulnerable. But with a bigger board and enough orb changers, hopefully, on your team, you're able to at least keep a steady flow. But I feel like it's going to be a bit of a hurdle because 5 hard orbs may or may not always be around. You don't have auto follow-up attack, so resolve spawns could be problematic unless you pair with someone who has auto follow-up attack. There's no bonus combos, so unless you are able to puzzle very well on 7x6 and make a heart cross and incorporate other combos, it could be a bit of a hurdle. But again, this card is free. If you are subscribed to Pad Pass, you will enjoy this. If you haven't used your free trial, it's not a terrible thing to do so if you find the cards appealing. We also have been kind of teased about new assist evolutions for 3 of the former Godfest exclusives. I guess you can call them 5-star Godfest exclusives. They were, quote-unquote, more important back in the day, but these assist evolutions are actually pretty great. I've included them all here just for easy reference. Green Odin's weapon gives you skill boost, bind immunity. We love that stuff. We do love it because we want to transform our cards, and we want to protect them from being vulnerable to binds prior to transformation, so it's always a good solution. Yes, the Chinese Celestials can also do this, but hey, it's going to be a little different because Odin's at least gives 60% blind resist. And 60% blind resist is quite meaningful. It's going to let you have a much easier time hitting that 100% that is necessary. It can have combos of other like 20% you may have scattered across your team. And like the Chinese Celestials, it has a much longer base cooldown, so less likely to accidentally overcharge. And it doesn't have any like true color like restrictions. Like, yes, the Chinese Celestials give you orb enhances for 3 colors, which means you probably want to use those 3 colors on your team, whereas Green Odin doesn't really care because it's blind resist, and that's a universally helpful aspect. And even if it does overcharge, it is a full bind, a Woken bind clear, and an attack buff. So I think Green Odin is actually quite a strong weapon assist. It's definitely one I'm going to be making right away. For Red Sonya, she does follow a similar template, but instead of a skill boost, she has an enhanced fire combo. So bonus damage for mono fire teams, which is great, bind immunity, which is always helpful, and 60% poison resist. Again, 60% poison resist can help you achieve 100% much more easily, or even if you don't have any poison resist anywhere in your team, 60% is at least a better chance than 0, so you might as well take it. And the passive damage offered from the enhanced fire combo awakening is quite meaningful because it can add up to reasonable high damage, especially if you're using teams like Tanjiro or Sena, who oftentimes have multiple fire combos on a given board. The active skill can be reasonably long, so it does not accidentally overcharge. But if it does overcharge, you get a full board of fire and dark orbs, and it's not the end of the world because, like I said, if you're using Sena, you can easily use their active to make some water and heart orbs. Tanjiro, well, they just need fire orbs to activate anyway, so they're good to go. So not terrible if it overcharges, but again, inheriting them onto your leaders who are transforming protects them from binds while they're vulnerable and gives you that nice poison resist. And finally, for Light Metatron, she's going to be an incredibly strong solution for healing because you have 1 enhanced heart orb awakening, which makes it so that if you match a heart TPA or 4 connected heart orbs, the owning card's RCV greatly bolsters the healing output. So you want to inherit this onto someone with a high RCV base or even enhanced heart orb, or they already had enhanced heart orbs array to make them perform even better. There are 2 team RCVs so everyone can provide more healing, and then 2 recover binds, which is obviously helpful if you find yourself getting bound and then you're going to be like, well, I got to get rid of this, but you don't necessarily want to use an active. Use a row of hearts, can clear some binds. The active skill attached to this card is not as strong, so you can just leave it unskilled at 11 turns. But if it does overcharge, it does give you 5 turns of bind and a Woken bind, not terrible, and 5 turns of unable to match orb effects, and then a small heal. So it's not horrible if it overcharges, but it's not strong enough to be a primary cleric solution. But if you're running things like, say, Nautilus teams, and you need to bolster your healing output, or even Royal Oak, again, need to bolster the healing output, this can be a reasonably strong weapon assist because it gives you that awaken that increases healing output and the 2 team RCVs. Sacred Relic Dragon returns to Pad, which means it's a great chance for everyone to acquire Pollen, who is, in my opinion, along with Horus, arguably one of the best universal subs. I tend to slap on Pollen basically on any team when I don't know what card I need to bring, if it's not Shura 2, because Pollen doesn't have as much value in Shura 2. But basically every other dungeon, if I don't know what to put on a team, I'll put Pollen, and she is a bottom rarity card. It's definitely worth rolling just to acquire her. And there's going to be new monsters, new assist evolutions, and a new story dungeon, and hopefully I'll get around to writing a review about that in the near future. So, in summary, there are exciting things that are happening. We're getting Sacred Relic, we're getting new evolutions, we're getting a Dark Mirror if you have Pad Pass, a Shura 3 for endgame players, and just logging in gives us lots of wonderful stuff. So, hopefully this video provides you some insight as to what events are coming our way. I will link the Gung-Ho North America video in the comments, or this video information down below if you want to take a look. And hopefully all have a Mantastic day. I wish you all the best luck in your own Pad adventures, and happy puzzling.